I'd say I'm blessed. Being blessed means that you're equipped with intangibles, with it. Do you want to know what it is?
Okay.
Welcome to Jobbed Out, the wrestling editorial that reminds you that the only way to end a spiraling nightmare is to wake the hell up.
Velveteen Dream. Hit it!
Velveteen Dream.
What happened?
This guy was once on the verge of being the next big name in the WWE. He was featured regularly on NXT. He put on top quality matches. The fans adored him. He had all the tools to succeed. Then 2020 happened. In hashtag Speaking Out, some accusations were made against Dream involving grooming minors, including some proof that, well, really didn't prove much.
What school do you go to?
Not long after those claims, though, he would be taken off TV, leading fans to believe that there was some truth to those rumors. In actuality, Dream had been in a car accident and he was out injured. WWE did declare an investigation and ultimately stated that they found the allegations against him to be baseless. Despite fans turning on him, WWE did continue to defend and employ Dream in hopes that the heat would die down. It didn't. And if you think that sounds like one really bad year, just wait until I tell you about Dream's 2021. After a brief return where the fans just refused to get back on board with them, Velveteen Dream was released from the company in May, citing backstage issues. He crossed a lot of people backstage, from wrestlers to management, even the host of Canvas to Canvas. Still, Dream would continue to blame the speaking out allegations for his release, which of course led fans to further hate on him, because in a lot of cases, those fans genuinely believed the allegations were the cause for his firing, as opposed to, the real cause. 6 months after his release, we would learn that the now civilian Patrick Clark had been arrested. The police report stated that he was pulled over because his vehicle had no lights, but the officer would find a pipe and some cocaine, which Clark would proceed to snort so that they can't arrest him for possessing cocaine. Too bad in Florida, the penalty for destroying evidence is exactly the same as the penalty for possession. Things would get a bit better for Dream in 2022 as he'd be sentenced only to probation for the initial arrest. He even began claiming recently that he was working on a return to the WWE now that Triple H was in charge. But that dream would be shattered quick, as he would be arrested again, this time for trespassing and battery in a case that is not public, and arrested one more time less than a week later for violating his initial probation. He's currently sitting in a jail cell awaiting court. The reason why I'm talking about Velveteen Dream today is actually about him being fired way back in May 2021. You see, the reason for his termination that was originally given was not the speaking out allegations, but according to Dave Meltzer, was because of something completely new and that hadn't gone public. This private incident that we were not privy to was reported by one of NXT's top stars to management, and he was let go. Unfortunately, we now know exactly what that incident was. In an absolutely scathing interview, EC3 revealed that the incident in question actually took place in his house.
We had a party and it was at my place, and he came over because I'm being friendly, and and he left his phone in my bathroom with the camera on, trying to capture people taking pisses. And I walk in there and I see a phone selfie style propped up on filming. That was happening in my home, by the way. So delete, put it back, and I wait. And he goes right back to the bathroom. And I go back in right after that. Phone's gone. I'm like, I can't believe this.
Oh, Jesus, Mary, mother of fuck. When I first saw the Sean Ross Sapp tweet, I just shrugged it off as Dream not realizing that you gotta work your way up to do stupid ribs and not just act like JBL from the start. But the fact that this wasn't at an arena, it wasn't backstage at a show or on tour, but that Dream actually tried doing this in the sanctity of another man's home, well, this video's not gonna get monetized anyway, so screw it. That is 100% pure grade fucked up. And as for the crowd who undeniably will tell me that there's no evidence, just like there was no evidence in 2020, there's enough evidence for the company to fire him. There was enough evidence to ensure no other company would touch him. If it was just a misunderstanding or a prank, then Impact would have booked him by now, surely. Sean Stasiak was fired from the WWE years ago for filming conversations without the consent of participants. Now granted, he wasn't filming their junk, but his excuse was valid enough for him to still get hired by WCW, and then again in the WWE a couple years later. You don't go into somebody else's home and then set up recording equipment without the consent of the owner and without the consent of people you're filming. It shouldn't even have to be said, holy shit. So no, Velveteen Dream is not going to be returning to the WWE anytime soon. I would have said that he won't see any jail time or major repercussions, but violating probation usually means you don't get probation again. Just ask Tammy Sitch. So with all that said and done, now knowing what you know now, knowing the actual reason Velveteen Dream was let go from the WWE last year, has this changed your position on him at all? Does this make you feel any different about watching old Dream matches back? He was a hell of a performer, but this goes a lot farther than just having a bad attitude backstage. And is there any hope that Patrick Clark can clean up and get his shit together? Let me know what you think in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more, because I want you to be a part of this conversation too. For now though, I better get my shoulders off the mat, so I want to thank you for tuning in to Jobbed Out. I'll catch you next time.